Okay, we're recording. This is good. So welcome everyone to our 2 o'clock call on Tuesday. And what I'm going to do, by the way, is just going to shut my office door here so I don't have to hold my voice down. Just give me 2 seconds. Okay, so welcome to our call, everyone. Number of people still clicking in. Let me just say welcome to Valentus for those of you that are looking at this for the first time, those of you that have been on this journey already for a day, a week, a month, a year, or 5, or whatever it happens to be. Well, not 5, because we were only a 4-year-old company. Thank you for your continued support, and get ready for some super exciting announcements in the next little while. I want you all to know something that and if I go an extra couple of minutes today, it's only because I'm really excited about what's happening in the company behind the scenes. Our CEO is just so excited about what we have going forward that he's putting even more effort into expanding it. And he's always said this is a company built by distributors for distributors. And I think that that's a real good thing to share with you out of the gate here for those of you that are brand new to the network marketing industry. One of the challenges in the industry is overpromise, underdeliver. And I think what I'm going to share with you today is a company that is very much about promises that are made. They will come through, and they will make happen. But they'll do them, of course, timely. And in business, entrepreneurs understand that growth controlled is better than growth all at once. So my story is going to share a little bit about how my wife and I came into this industry. I've won some awards already here in this company, not to brag, but to share with you that we didn't have any experience to be top network producers. We're traditional entrepreneurs. We're a couple that has actually earned a $1 million pin here through one of my companies that I run my Valentus independent representative business through. And we take our industry knowledge from the past, which is traditional business, and we share it through the people that we introduce here with our belief and our passion. When you look at this number, it's a big number for a Canadian in a little community of 700,000 people in Canada. We've combined between a company she owns and 2 that I own and a 3rd that I've owned, and I've sold to a New York Stock Exchange company, $500 million in products and services. So we've had some good experience in marketing things, but we've also experienced the ups and downs that all of you experience in your day-to-day lives, be it, health issues or near-death issues for us in a boating accident that happened 4 years ago that we almost died and Nancy went through the windshield. In fact, I really recognize now more and more that when you put your finger on something, you've got to make sure you've planned it out right for the future, because that could be gone in a blink of the eye. And when Nancy went through the windshield of that boat at night when somebody cut in front of us, it was an eye-opener for us, because we had not really created the cash flow we needed for our kids for the future. So it was an eye-opener. So we started looking at that time. But, this journey up and down that you see on this chart here is really my life. I had some good things happen. It was working, and then I messed up and things went bad. And, there's I hate to admit, a couple of divorces that happened as a result of, to be honest with you, I worked too hard. And, we didn't have kids, but working hard, sometimes I took my finger off the ball of what I should have focused my attention on. But on the other hand, the dreamer in me wasn't being backed up by a dreamer in somebody else. So I share that with you because it can happen in everybody's life. You've got to be on a journey united with the person you're with, or, significant other, and or the community that you're running in. So to be honest with you, I look at this and it motivates me, because I look at where I am today and I'm just so excited about it. But it wasn't too long ago that I really thought, man, what's going on? So it does go up and down. And, the 3 things we base our efforts on in Valentus, and actually in any home-based business that is in the wellness industry, is trying to find better health. And I always say 100% of your life left, that's what you have left, even if you're 80, 90, or 100. You have 100% of your life left this second. And you have to figure out what you're going to do with it. Well, the way I look at it is most people need more time to be able to spend with the people they love, with, the things that they love to do most hobby-wise. Most people are looking for more money. And at the end of the day, without health, you've got nothing. You can have the most money in the world and you can have all the time in your hands, but if you've got your health, you haven't got anything. So these 3 things are the things we base our platform around. And we look at it as 96% of the population really does concern themselves with health and finance. They lay in bed at night trying to figure out, hey, how much month is ending at the end of my money? And I mean, you run out of money often in North America before you get to the end of the month. So there's a concern out there. There's that boat that we went through on the left, and the next day you can see what we did. We woke up and we said, you know what? We've got to figure out what we're going to do. And we started to hug the world. And that's our kind of our trademark. Nancy and I, we say, we're hugging the world a better way. We're hugging the world one cup at a time. And, that next day we just got in another one of our boats and said, we got to figure out what we're going to do for cash flow. Now, why cash flow? Because it's king. It really is. I mean, if you don't have enough money and you have enough money, as soon as you stop having enough money, you'll know you want more money. It's not about money, but cash flow. Having those bills being able to be regularly paid is so, so important. This chart here really explains in the Canadian market, we have people on the call here that'll be all over the world, but 2% interest is about what you're going to earn, interest rate on your bank deposits, if that even. So if I had $1 million on deposit in the bank, that would be about $20,000 a year I would earn. Divide that by 12, that's $1,650 of cash flow I would earn off of $1 million on deposit. But here's the problem. We end up spending the $1 million. Everybody, one of us, as soon as you get money, you spend it. You want stuff, right? You got to have it. You go out and buy it. Next thing you know, you have to keep those things running. Maybe it's a car, maybe it's a boat, maybe it's a snowmobile. Maybe in my case, it might be all of those three. They all need insurance. They all need maintenance. They all need gas. And, I hate to admit it, but I think I calculated in my life right now, we've got 24 motors that run my life. You know what that means? The amount of cars and boats and snowmobiles, they all have a motor and they all require some sort of maintenance. It costs money. You need cash flow to keep things going. So, a home-based business can be that sideline part-time venture for you, but it's not really a small adventure. It's a massive industry of $178 billion and growing in this home-based business market. You just got to find the right vehicle for you to play with or, get started with, and know that the risk is eliminated. See, normal businesses will cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars to get started, and with them come a lot of risk, a lot of, employees, a lot of things you're going to have to require to do in the government. In different markets, you'll need workers' compensation, you'll need payroll taxes, and of course, insurance plans and so on like that to keep your staff safe. Obviously, all of those things cost money. In a home-based business, you're doing this out of your home. You get all the tax benefits of a business, but it allows you to spend the time that you want to be able to create your wealth at your level, right? So you get to earn and learn based on what you can put in there time-wise. And so as you go forward, it becomes more valuable to put more time in. So it's an interesting concept that is becoming more and more popular, especially when we look at moms and dads now staying at home, working at home, and the kids now are seeing their moms and dads working out of the home, generating cash flow, and it's a positive environment. When you think about the old days in the farming communities that used to live off the land and do everything that they could do right from their own land, and there's still great communities that do that today, those family units stuck together. So the home-based business allows us to do that again. It allows us to work out of the home and get things all sort of lined up. Time and money coming together is an interesting equation because, if you look at the surveys today, you're going to find out that, this industry of home-based business is becoming one of the fastest waves that are growing right now amongst the home and amongst the industries. There's going to be more millionaires made in the home-based business industry than any industry out there. And part of it is because of this picture right here. The fact that there's social media that can connect us up to so many people for free. Now, when I was sharing with you earlier about some of the successes that I've had in the past, selling my company to a New York Stock Exchange for millions of dollars, earning millions of dollars in those businesses, in those days, I used to spend personally $6 million out of my pocket on advertising. And my company would generate leads from that advertising, and we would sell product, and we'd make a margin. Today, you can get the same kind of results, believe it or not, by point clicking and sharing your personal experiences. All of these little logos here are different social media outlets that are out there. Many of them, I don't even know what they are because I'm not a computer expert by any stretch of the imagination. But what's happening is brands are realizing the impact of engagement that is happening on social media, and brands are starting to follow into Facebook and advertising on Facebook. And in fact, they're starting to track the conversations that we're having on these social media outlets, and they're starting to market to us based on what we're asking our friends. It's scary, but it's the future. In the olden days, we actually had a method of doing that in elevators. They used to play music and subliminally put little advertisements in there. It became illegal, and they stopped doing it. But today on social media, it's basically tracking what you're looking for, and then it drips on you. Why am I sharing that with you? That's the difference today than even 10 years ago. In the past, these types of industries, home-based business industries, network marketing companies, weren't looked upon like they are today. This is the future. I really believe it. The technology that's changing today is moving people from point A to point B quicker, but it's allowing us to communicate and compete with big corporations. There were startup businesses that have knocked major corporations out of business today. I mean, the Blockbuster on every corner is gone. Why? Because you can download those movies for free. There used to be, audio stores that sold CDs and DVDs. Well, now you can download those same songs for free. There used to be all these great department stores that are now out of business. I just saw something recently where a gentleman that worked at Kmart for 18 years was having a very, very sad farewell to, that store in his career, as Amazon and other online retailers have taken the place of those companies. Things are changing. It's just happening with or without us. It's a matter for us to recognize that change and get in front of it. So, I wanted to give you a picture of my history there, and why I see the value of this industry so much. But this picture really is interesting to me. As I said, spent all that money in the past to market. Today, I spend very little to get my ideas across to who it is I want to share. Because the old way of doing business is now the new way, which is digitally. And once you learn that and understand that, the network marketing industry can become home for millions and millions of people. In fact, there's 80 million people that are involved, probably alone here in North America. They're expecting that to double in the next 5 years, just in North America, never mind around the world. What does that tell you? The growth is going to be incredible for all of you that take a place somewhere in one of these companies. It doesn't have to be this one here. I'm just honestly telling you, go find one that makes sense to you. For me, anybody that wants to drink coffee and lose weight, it's just magic. It's such an easy formula. Part of it is because I understand that people having a cup of coffee, sharing ideas, just makes sense, as opposed to watching a professional athlete be paid money to promote something. That doesn't work anymore. When you think about the most successful people in the world buying up network marketing and home-based business companies, that's what gets me excited, okay? So think about it. Warren Buffett, things you like to do should be hobbies of yours, but things the world does should be a business of yours. What's one of the things that the people in the world are starting to do more and more and more? Well, it's to look at their own wellness, taking advantage of that, that wellness economy. You guess what? It's a $3.4 trillion business back in even just 2013. It's a massive growth story. People that want to know about, living longer, feeling better, getting out of bed and spending more time with the grandkids. I mean, what is wrong with that? Well, here's what you need if you're going to do this right. You need a good company, good products, good commissionable structure to reward people for their efforts, timing and trends that just sort of fall in place, and training and support. That's what we're looking for. And I believe Valentus has all of those elements. Let's take a look at it. The company, Sioux Falls, South Dakota. It's a debt-free company that actually has gone through massive growth. It pays for everything. It owns everything. And when you think about it, this man, the CEO, has actually in the past built a $100 million company himself. He's very, very well respected in the network marketing industry because he was a big earner here, but he hated the ownerships of the past. He hated the integrity of those folks that would, do things kind of not for the distributor, only for the ownership. Well, Dave looks at this company and he says, I'm doing this for you. I will build a team with you, together with you. And I honestly know that. He only lives an hour and a half away from me personally, so I become very good friends with him. We can get together very often. He lives in Grand Forks. His main office is in Sioux Falls. And he is now one of the fastest growing companies for lots of reasons. Part of it is because of his philosophy. Get good products, very original products. Here's 11 of them. And without going into details on all his products, I'm going to give you a website to go to. It's called valentusproducts.com, valentusproducts.com. And on there will be all of these company products and let you look at them, Google the ingredients, full disclosure. There's some videos on them, but I have a couple of favorites that I wanted to touch on, okay? And when I do that, it kind of leads me to the weight industry, the weight management industry, because as I said earlier, do things that people in the world are doing. Well, they want to lose weight, many of them. Why? Because 2 out of 3 adults are overweight. Children sitting behind the computers playing video games, they're not as active as they used to. Gosh, in our high schools, they've canceled phys ed, which is, the exercise the kids used to get in school. They're canceling it. I mean, think about it right now. Back in 1985, the average size for a woman, dress-wise, was size 8. Today, it's around 14. Something's going on. Well, I know what it is. Just look at this bottom line in this slide right here. In 1905, the average person consumed 6 pounds of sweetener. Today, it's about 200 pounds. We're addicted to sugar, and they hide the sugar in the things that they sell us so that we get addicted to it, want more, right? You get that spike, you need more. Well, if you think about weight loss programs out there, most of them are miserable, right? You've got to cut out everything you like, and you got to jump through hoops and line up colors of things and stand your head and jump up and down pretty much. It's miserable. Most of them cost lots of money to be able to do it. You got to buy a bunch of fake food and get out. Here's what I know. As soon as you get off of those fake food plans, you gain all your weight back. You can lose it, but you gain it back. Most of them are very complicated, follow certain rules. I'm not going to say to you anything in our program that you got to do anything different. Just drink coffee, lose weight. I mean, you will have a chance because of compliance here that we've got a product that is just growing with or without us on this phone. You know, the CEOs of the world recognize one thing. Coffee is not going away. Most people think of a cup of coffee before they go to bed and get out of the bed in the morning. Before their feet touch the ground, they're thinking, I need a coffee. I know I do. My wife, I have so much fun with her. I'm not sure if she's on here or not, and I was going to actually get her to jump on in the call here. Maybe I can just check our thread here and see if she's actually on here. If she is, I'm going to unmute her. Give me 2 seconds. There she is. Nancy, I am going to unmute you, my dear. My beautiful wife, Nancy. Nancy, love you to pieces. Honey, can you share just your coffee story? Because I love the fact you never drank coffee before we came to Valentus.
I didn't. And I had no idea the secret that everybody else knew that I didn't know. And I said the ritual of having coffee, if I would have known years before that all I had to do was hold up my coffee cup and tell my family, I'm sorry, I can't help you right now. I'm having my coffee. I would have done it years and years and years ahead of time, because now Dawn knows in the morning when my family is saying, Mom, 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 can you? I go, right after I'm done my cup of coffee, I can do those things for you.
That's awesome. Well, you know, Nancy, I know you always said that coffee was like a grown-up drink and you didn't like it. Well, you did say one thing about weight management that kind of got me interested when we first got started here. When I said to you, hey, I've got this product, apparently you can lose weight, you got to drink coffee. What did you say?
I said I would drink mud if it made me lose weight.
There's so many people in the world that are like that. So you know what? I'm going to ask you to chime in again. So I'm going to leave you unmuted here. So if you think about anything, throw your hand up. But folks, coffee's not going away. Billions and billions of cups are consumed daily. It's growing at 19% a year. It's the second largest traded commodity of a drink in the world. It's incredible. I mean, as you look at these logos, look at McDonald's changing to the McCafe, Dunkin' Donuts adding a coffee to their logo, Subway adding a coffee to their logo, Tim Hortons, a Canadian company, selling for $11.4 billion. They're a coffee company. There's something going on. How does Starbucks get $5 for a cup of coffee? I mean, how do they do it? Okay, folks, when you bunch together our weight management program, this slide says, hey, you can drink 1 or 2 or 3 of our different coffees, the Optimum, the Italian, or the Brazilian. You can try our weight management cocoa, which is delicious. I know my wife says it's like a treat, so she'll have it when she has a bit of a craving at some point later in the day. She'll have I saw you just doing that late night, Nancy. You were having a cocoa late in the evening last night, weren't you?
I wanted chocolate.
Yeah. So you had a weight management cocoa, and you continued down on your journey of maintaining this incredible weight. By the way, this morning when you said to me your pants were falling off of you, I thought, oh my God, you just have no idea that you just continue doing things daily and the things are changing around you. It's just fascinating. What about the trim, Nancy? Can you touch on that? What do you know about this trim product, which is not a coffee?
Well, the trim is a big one for you, Don, because my husband is a late time snacker. He likes potato chips late at night, or he gets that salty craving at nighttime. And I can always tell when he's forgotten to take his trim, because we have the trim right around just before supper time. And if he hasn't had that trim in the evening, he's looking for more. He's got those cravings. It seems to carry you through. So it's really a 1-2 punch. If you have the coffee in the morning and then you have the trim, and then you can use the cocoa in between where you feel fit, if you're having that little bit of something that you want. I find the cocoa very decadent. I mean, it's a treat for me. I don't feel like I'm taking anything except for very, very, very decadent hot chocolate.
Yeah, and the other picture there is a keto creamer that's on there. And those folks that know what a keto diet is, you know, it just supports it. It gets the good fats in your body. It's a whitener you can add to your coffee. It's delicious, but it also promotes ketogenesis. So again, on the valentusproducts.com website, you can learn a little bit about that. Let me give you an example of comparisons. You know, our Slim Roast Optimum, if you look at a tub at $59.99, folks, you're going to lose good weight losses, about 2 pounds a week. So I experienced this firsthand. I lost 8 pounds on a tub. In fact, I lost 16 pounds on 2 tubs. But I did the math here. I said, if I lost 8 pounds on $59.95, that's $59.95 divided by 8. That's $7.50 a pound it cost me to lose weight. But look at these comparisons. Nutrisystem, $278 to $383 a month on auto ship to get fake food. That's $41 a pound if I lost those same 8 pounds. Jenny Craig, that would be $80 a pound. Weight Watchers, regular memberships, regular meetings you've got to attend, that's about $58 a week. And even the South Beach diet, that's about $45 per pound that it would cost you to lose those same 8 pounds. I love our program. You see, we're a logical solution. We take your stomach and your brain and we turn off that demand. That's what our Optimum does. And it actually helps you increase your energy, get your mental clarity and focus. I love the circulation that it does because it's got a natural oxidization product in there, which is called Vaso 6, which is a patented ingredient that's inside our product. You'll want to learn about this. It's awesome, awesome, awesome. For those of you that are into fitness and athletics, this product will actually increase and improve your workouts. It's a massive improvement for many people that are having great results fitness-wise using the Optimum Coffee. We have, products now for you to be able to share on sample kits. We're having massive success with something called the 6-day experience, where you put 6 sticks of our Optimum Coffee inside that card on the top right there. And then if you use our Ditto Touch program, which is an awesome interactive duplicatable software program that you can send out links. At the other end, they get this vision that says, you got to see this. You build up the story. You tell them what they're going to see. They fill in their first name and last name and their email. They then have an interactive presentation. Anybody can do it, folks, and that's what I love about it. And we've got websites and so on. So here's me. You know what? Losing 16 pounds on 2 cups a day, because I did morning and afternoon of the Optimum, that cost me $7.50 a pound. But if I was to do that with a Starbucks, that'd be 2 times $5, $10 times 30 days, $300. It would cost me way more drinking that program, and I wouldn't have lost weight. But here's the question. Does your coffee help you lose weight? Does your coffee pay you to drink it? And did your business grow a whole pile in the last month? Well, I know ours did, Nancy, and we're really proud of that. Here's some before and afters, just some quick pictures for you. Brett Griffin, one of my best buddies, he's lost over 55 pounds today. He's a Valentus success story. That picture on the left was him in Cuba 1 year earlier than the picture on the right. I told him, keep the shorts, buddy. And he did, and he took that picture, right? Look at the other ones that you see here. These are all good, realistic pictures of people that have used our Slim Roast products. And some of them are interested in our program for making money. Some of them just use the product to get started using our coffee to get to the next level, 7 pounds in 7 days. Real pictures. Here's some highlights. Breakthrough. Awesome detox program. It's a 12-day on, 12-day program. Let me just tell you that it's like a tea in the evening. I know Nancy drinks it warm and enjoys it. We have an immune drink. Probably one of my favorites overall. I drink this every night. In fact, our whole family drinks this every night before we go to bed, or any time during the day when we get a little tickle in our throat. It's a superfruit combination. It actually has aloe vera in it, so it actually cleans out your digestive system a little bit so that it actually helps the good food absorb into your stomach lining. Listen, folks, good health is on 3 things. Good blood flow, good digestion, and good mental clarity and focus with brain function. Our products, I believe, do that across the board. We've got an energy product that doesn't drain the adrenal gland. It actually supports the adrenal gland. Those ones that you see that are $50, $60 billion a year products that are actually on the shelf that our kids are buying are not the healthy choices, are they? We've got a Max product. This one has helped my wife immensely with her pain through her foot from her boating accident and her shoulder. to rehab. She tried everything. Nancy, can you just touch on the max for a second? Do you mind? I think I lost you. I don't see you on screen here. I might have muted you again. Oh, there you go. Muted you. Still, let me unmute. She's saying, unmute me, unmute me, unmute me. There you go.
No, I was muted again. What had happened was I was fixing the camera on the other computer and, of course, switched computers. No, the Max is amazing. I think by far it might be one of the most interesting products that we have in our arsenal. The problem with the Max is the measurable results are only there if you have an injury or if it's going to fix something for you. So the weight loss coffee, it's just so dramatic. You can give it to anybody and they'll get instant results. I just think that having something like that in your toolbox that you can sample is just a complete game changer. It's the Prevail Max is incredible science. Sometimes it's a little more difficult to show to people, but it's really incredible. It's a game changer for a lot of people, and it makes you absorb everything. It makes you absorb the nutrients in your food. It makes you absorb your water better. It makes you absorb everything better, including any prescriptions that you might have to take. So then a lot of people are taking a lot less of them. So it's amazing.
Yeah. We also have it in a canine version as well. We've learned recently that on the canine version, they take the xylitol out of it, which is more of the peppermint taste, because the dogs don't like that. And that makes it more topical. So we've got people spraying the canine on their faces and on their some of their skin disorders, and we're seeing a lot of different things happening there as well. So let's talk a little bit about timing. That's the next area. So timing. We're a company that is really positioned for massive growth right now. So the perfect time to join a company is when they're at about the $2 million mark, not when they're at the zero mark. Why is that? You don't need to go through the bumps and hoops and loops that we go through when we went through it at the beginning. We're over that. We're a debt-free company now. We've proved it. We've stayed the course. And this company now is moving in another direction. It's moving towards, the $2, $3, $4, $5, $6, $7, $8 million mark over the next 12 months. What you want to do is be here at this time, because that's the sweet spot. That's when this company starts heading all of the direction of attracting more leadership. That's why you're seeing so many network marketing professionals now jump on board with Valentus, and that's because they know now we are here to stay, okay? This is the sweet spot. So congratulations for you being on this call with the person that invited you. You picked the perfect time to get started here. Listen, you can get in where you fit in. You can pick a 1, 3, 6, or 16 box package. All the products are the same price, so you can just sort of mix and match what you want. And ultimately, for a price of a pizza, $20, you can get started. We're going to give you training manuals, apps to share, 5 or 6 different websites, coded and attached to your bank account to deposit anybody that buys anything off those shopping carts into your bank account. All of it is going to resolve around a compensation plan that pays out about 50%. That means as we grow, half of what we grow goes back to the field. So let me just touch on a few of them, okay? 7 ways we make money, but I'm going to give you some simple ones. Retail commission and retail markets that you can sell a product. That would be Canada. Not all of our products are retailable. We are an NFR market. In the UK and the Philippines, there's 2 products that can be retailed now. We have an Italian coffee, a Brazilian coffee that can be marketed there. In the Philippines, actually, they're just approving the Optimum, and they're changing the label because they can't use the word slim roast for compliance reasons in the Philippines, but they'll be able to retail it. The other products will be what's called not for resale, but you can earn commissions off of that for buying and selling the product. Or you can get immediate enrollment bonuses of $20, $40, $60, or $100 based on your people buying the product from us off your website. So immediate money. You can get leverage money. See, if you brought in 1 person with a builder pack, you'd make $100. But if you brought in 3 people, the 4th person and on, you start making a second 100. They pay you $200 per builder pack, and somebody gets that second 100. That's the person that's coded. So you'll want to understand that you can leverage your time. You bring in a person who brings in 3, who brings in 3. That's like a 40-hour day happening if you can only put 1 hour and you've duplicated yourself. That's leveraging. Residual income. Do you know that Elvis made more money this year in his estate than he made when he was living? That's paying forever. Build it and let it pay you forever, like an oil well. That's what we're doing here. We're building teams who are consuming product, okay? And we'll pay you bonus income. And I think this is one of the best parts of our plan. We actually reward you for helping other people make money. We give you, we get a percentage of your earnings based on your check, and I want you to make as much money as possible so I can get a little piece of it, right? So we have a real good matching bonus. Some people call it a you can't quit bonus. So I love that about our plan, okay? It gives you lots of rewards. Now, if you're gonna start right, I would suggest a business builder pack. One of the reasons why is it's the best value. It moves your per cost of the item from 59 to 31 a box. Do the math, 16 and 14 and 4.99 is 31. So you can get your costs down, you can make more margin on those sales if you're allowed to sell in your market. You obviously can demonstrate a commitment, but more importantly, it maximizes you out of the gate the maximum commissions you can earn. Take a look. You go from 5% to 20% on our dual team system just by being a business builder day one. You then get to get legacy qualified, which means you get a chance to earn that second 100 I was talking about a little earlier in leveraged income. And you've got a check match ability of 4 levels below you. You brought in a person who brought in a person who brought in a person who brought in a person, and that person could be 20, 30, 40 people below you. They're on your 4th level still. You could get a check match on what they earn. Listen, I did a training call the other day on Team Gets Results. You're happy to go copy it and share it. It's got all of the slides in there of the compensation plan. I talk about our compensation plan in detail. So I'll give you that opportunity to look at that at your own leisure, okay? It's on Team Gets Results, and it was just posted today by my assistant. Now, how do you get a return on your deposit that you make, or your, not deposit, your return? The term return on investment is not the best one, but how do you get a good return on being in business here? Well, go find 3 people that want to buy a business pack. There's your $100 times 3 back. Then find the 4th person. You'll get a second 100, which is 200. You've got all your money back. That's day 1, right? So our goal is to find 4. That's what you're really trying to do. But here's the breakdown. We have something called a 6-day experience now. Now, if you were to buy a $4.99, 350 stick optimum pack, which we call sample pack, you'd be able to make 58 of these 6-day experiences. Now in Canada, with the proper labeling now, we can sell them for $20. In the US, they're selling them for $20. 58 of those sold is $1,160. Listen, I got a call this morning from Joan Jack, who told me her daughter yesterday and the day before sold 17 of them. Before this came out, she couldn't even sell anything in Valentus. And before that, she didn't even know how to approach somebody to get started. She's having more fun selling these $20 little packages now and getting people to try 6 days of our optimum coffee. And she's learning our system, which will teach you. And she's calling them back and seeing how they're doing and offering them tips. And people are coming in as customers. So let's do the math. Probably 3 will become members out of all those 58 packages. You'll earn $100 each there. Then you'll get an enrollment pool because, see, for every 3 business builders that you personally enroll, you get a piece of the action of the company total volume. We'll estimate that at $200. Then you look at total earnings and you're at about $1,660 for your $4.99 pack. Just a simple analogy. And what happens if 3 members now take off and duplicate this and do the same thing? You're going to start making residual income. So you can earn all of this bonus money off of these packages. So that's why I recommend the Builder Pack to get started. Let's summarize a couple training points for you to end the call. Remember, there's a pro to being your own boss, but there's also a con. You've got to motivate yourself. Or get on these calls and learn and earn from other people. You get to set your own hours. That could be really good. But then there could be a lot of distractions, right? There could be TV shows. You've got to focus here a little bit. But there is some benefits here. This is any other business. You can save on a lot of taxes. But talk to your accountant professional. They'll share with you how to keep your receipts and do things properly. By the way, be realistic. Don't get on a plane, hand a stick of coffee to somebody and think you can write off your trip to Hawaii. You've got to be realistic, okay? So this is the image of what you're looking for. You'll be rewarded by your activity, and that'll drive your productivity. And ultimately, we're looking for 4 people. That's it. And we want to teach you to figure out why you want to do this with us. We want you to figure out, again, at the beginning, why more time? Why do you need more time? Why do you need more money? Why do you need better health? We're going to show you how to track some of those results. These charts are in the file section of the Team Gets Results Facebook group. You can go in there and get this chart if you like on our Getting Started manual. We're going to show you how to get rewarded by working with others. Become accountable to somebody in the group. Find out who you can relate to and plug into what they're doing. We're going to show you how you move off of a stop sign or a stop light properly when you're a standard transmission. You just don't go to 5th gear. There's steps along the way. 1st gear, you buy the pack, get started. 2nd gear, you work with your team on your upline to show you what to do and how to connect up on 3-way calls. 3rd gear is when you sponsor your first person, make sure it's with the help of somebody else so that your new person knows that you have help, so they'll know that they'll have help. 4th gear is train your new person how to sponsor. What does that mean? Go from first gear to second gear to third gear before they think they should just go talk to everybody. Basic steps is what we do here and we teach you. Follow them. You'll find that all you're doing is sharing, following up, and all of that you end up with is customers and IRs. You know, I've created a short little training presentation here, and there's one thing I'm going to share on the next slide that makes the most sense to me. But ultimately, everybody is looking at falling into a funnel and ending up as a client of some kind, right? So you've got to show them how to do this. That's prospecting. You've got to get them ready, and by cultivating those relationships and figuring out what they need, right? And we teach you this thing called form. You know, asking them about their family, their occupation, their recreation, what they really need. Those open-ended questions will be what we call cultivating. You're going to then position them and show them what they're doing by demonstrating them how we use Ditto Touch, how we use our training manual, how we use our websites. And eventually they're going to be able to do the same thing, and they're going to be able to generate their own clients. So here's the picture. You want to be the one on the left. You want to get only 3 or 4 good people, and you want to show them how to go out and find 3 or 4 good people, and you want to help them duplicate. The one on the right is the salesman mentality. I'm going to sponsor 50, 60 people, make a good check my first month, and everybody's going to quit. See, you don't want to be that person on the right. You want to teach people how to teach others to sponsor to do. This math is as so obvious to me as this picture right here. It's a light bulb. If you learn and earn, all you got to do is imagine this picture here. If you could bring in 2 and teach them how to bring in 2, and they could bring in 2, that's 124 in that first column. If you could bring in 3, and they could bring in 3, and they could bring in 3, and they could bring in 3, that's 1,089 in the second column. But look at the third column. If you could bring in 4, which is the perfect number in our world to be at the top of our plan, and they brought in 4, and they brought in 4, and they brought in 4, that's 5,456 people. Folks, the most important number is the 5332 I've circled on the right up at the top. That's the difference between you just sponsoring 2 more people and showing them how to duplicate. When I recognized that and understood this, that's when my light bulb went on. That's what we do here in Valentus. We build a culture of people. We help them dream again. We hug the world together. This was our event in Vancouver. Everybody united together to go out and help the world. We're changing lives, folks. We are really in a position right now to understand this equation. For things to change, you must change. Get yourself, back to that person that invited you to it. But I want you to understand something. Nothing will change here if you don't do something about it. I can only do what I did today to share with you our story. My wife, Nancy, and I are so blessed to be here. We love to put pieces out of doing this together. It's the first thing we've ever done together, and we've made millions of dollars in other things outside of network marketing. But I got to tell you, Nancy, I just want you to final thoughts on how rewarding it is to get those phone calls that you get. Maybe you can just touch on that from your perspective, and we'll end our call that way.
Well, once you've actually created such a thing as an international business, I cannot tell you how exciting it is to actually have to know time zones and know what you want to do when you're creating these opportunities. But I'd say for me, Don, the most rewarding thing is the phone calls that I get that people say that have changed their lives, where it's the simple things. When we were at the convention and there was a woman that came up into our room and she says, I was watching the world go by from my couch. I was completely disabled by the fact that I had gained so much weight. And she says, and now I'm sitting up here in your hotel room having a drink with you guys after hours. And she says, and I'm not sitting on the couch anymore. And that was an 80-pound difference for her. Her daughter lost 70 pounds. Like, that's life altering. I didn't have that bridge to bear, but when I talk to people about aging and aging gracefully, there is something that happens to you. Your metabolism slows down, and it gets harder and harder and harder to lose weight. You have a few babies, it gets harder and harder and harder. And when you can just give somebody some hope, and that's what this company gives, not only just hope for weight loss or better health. I mean, it's not just all a weight loss journey for all of us. For me, it's been a better health journey. And then you can also change their lives in the fact that they have some extra income and it comes fun and it's easy and they're part of something. I mean, this has been incredible for so many people for so many reasons. So,
well, Nancy, thank you so much for that. I'll tell you what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the recording and then I'm going to open up a few questions if you like. So just give me a second here.